What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're finally here with a long overdue second overall pick lottery rebuild. Obviously, the lottery happened a long time ago, but I've had these elimination rebuilds to do. We did a part 2 to the flag thing as well, which was very fun. We have the second overall pick here with the San Antonio Spurs as they continue to get lucky in the lottery. So let's just go ahead and jump in and do this number 2 overall pick, San Antonio Spurs rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated as we're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. Also, I have to say this up top. This is a pre-recorded video. The next like 8 or so videos you're going to see have all been kind of pre-recorded. I'm going on a trip for like a week and a half during like the conference finals. So I'll be able to watch the conference finals out of town and all that. But I'll be back before the NBA finals, I believe. But yeah, just keep that in mind. So if like some breaking news happens and I'm not really addressing it in the video at all, that is why. I'm recording this on the 19th. This one shouldn't be too bad because this should be dropping like Thursday. So this isn't like that far pre-recorded, but it's going to get worse as the days keep going out. But of course, like I mentioned, the Spurs get lucky in the lottery and get the second overall pick. And it does beg the question, what are the Spurs going to do with this pick? And I don't think anyone truly knows right now, but more than likely they'll probably draft with the pick. Now, do they go BPA or do they go fit? There's obviously the Giannis rumors. Do they trade for him? I think for this lottery series, I am going to leave it just with going for the prospect, I think. I think we could also do like, if I get back and there's still like no clarity on what's going to happen with the pick, we still could do a Giannis Spurs rebuild down the line. But I think today we are just going to draft with the pick for this series. So obviously, Mitch Johnson is now taking over for Greg Popovich, who is moving into a front office role. But let's go ahead and jump into the draft. So again, you could talk about Ace Bailey, DJ Edgecombe, or Dylan Harper. Drafting Dylan Harper is interesting because obviously the Spurs have Fox and now Stephon Castle. So it's kind of an awkward fit. But like I said, usually if you're a smart front office, you usually just draft BPA and figure out the rest later because you don't want to pass on good prospects. You can kind of figure out who should stay, who should go. And honestly, based off if we draft Dylan Harper here, which I do think I'm going to do, I think Fox, weirdly enough, will be on his way out on this team eventually. Or we could try to make it work with all three of them. I don't know. So Ace Bailey's going to go to the Mavericks number 1, which is just kind of silly. So yes, I could take Cooper Flag, but we all know that's not going to happen. So I am going to go ahead and take Dylan Harper here. You know, Cooper Flag should have been taken 1 overall, of course. But Harper will be picked. So we're going to just draft with the pick. And that's what we got. And we also have another lottery pick. I forgot to mention that as well. So we get the pick at 13 as well. So we got Jeremiah Fears. I don't think it makes sense to take another guard, but Carter Bryant could be a nice player to plug and play here as well. So I do think that's where we're going to go with this one. So Carter Bryant out of Arizona. There's a lot of praise people are giving him. So excited to add him to the team. And then we got like Miles. I'll probably let the assistant GM draft this with this second round pick. So we bring in Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, and then Garwi Dual. So welcome all of you. Player options, we got Wimby, Sohan, Malachi Branham, McLaughlin, and Wesley. With how many guards we have, I don't think it makes any sense to bring back Wesley. And then Branham could come back as well. But as far as qualifying offers is concerned, here's what we got going on here. And of course, you can always, stagnate your guards too with Fox, Castle, and Dylan Harper. They don't all have to start. They don't have to. It'd be ideal if those guys all had an opportunity to start. But they're just, with how many guards you have. No, don't be wrong. You could definitely make it work by moving like, I guess Castle is big enough to play the 3. If you really wanted to move him down there, we could explore that. But I do want Vassell to still play. So it's interesting, right? Like, this is going to be a very interesting offseason to see what the Spurs do. And I can't, like, pinpoint what exactly they're going to do. But this is just, I guess, what I have in mind now. So I'm going to move Fox to point guard. And then Castle and Harper could probably stay at the 2 guard and kind of rotate there. So I think more than likely Harper will be coming off the bench his rookie season. And then you have Castle and Fox in the backcourt. And then Branham will obviously be the other guard that we have here. Champagny will be the backup 3. And then we kind of have a logjam at the 4 spot. We have Barnes expiring contract. We have Keldon Johnson. I think the one thing I obviously want to acquire this offseason, and then we just added Carter Bryant. So some of these guys do become expendable. And with Barnes expiring, you could maybe use that at the deadline, which we might do. But I do want to get ourselves a backup 5 more than anything. And Charles is sitting here. But I think I'll let the rest of these guys go. As far as like maybe good backup centers we can grab, it looks like we can offer a pretty good amount. So we're going to definitely take advantage of that. We're not bringing back Chris Paul, I guess, at this point either. It'll be interesting to kind of see what he decides to do in real life. But I don't think it makes sense to bring him back with how many guards we have now. So let's just go to day 12 of free agency. And I just kind of want to see what our backup 5 options would be. So we have Jalen Williams, who always seems to be here, but this time you can actually give him an outright contract. And one of my favorite centers to sign every time is Daron Sharp. You can get him for a 3-year deal to back up Wembanyama. Sign me up for that. So We're going to renounce, I think, the rest of these guys and save some money in that regard. Although, yeah, so I guess that's what we'll go with. So player progression, Wemby is up, Castle is up, and then Fox is up, Vassell, and then Sohan, Malachi Branham, and then Barnes is down, which is not obviously too surprising. But all right, so we just drafted with a pick, basically. That was our decision this offseason. I think that's kind of the theme I want to keep in this lottery series anyway. So let's go take a look at the rotation for year number 1, and maybe down the line eventually we choose between, you know, keeping 2 of the guards instead of all 3 of them, which will be a decision made down the road. But we're just going to kind of let the video determine what direction we go in. Power rank 2nd overall, which is looking good as we are a 4-star balance. So this is what the rotation is looking like currently. So, ooh, we got Fox still hurt actually at this moment. So, I mean, and then Wemby's still hurt too, but he's ready to wait, personal reasons, and he's still out there. Hold on, let's get rid of that. So obviously you'd hope that Wembanyama is available, and personal reasons, we don't need him to be out for 127 days for that. And I'll make Fox healthy too, because I assume he may not be healthy, but we're going to make him healthy here. So we can kind of look at this rotation cleanly, figure this out. So Fox will be moved to point guard. It would be pretty interesting if we traded Fox like in his first real season here, because obviously he was required at the deadline. So I don't know. It's definitely a thought I have. But we have Fox, Castle, Vassell, Sohan, Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson, Harper, Branham, Daron Sharp, and Harrison Barnes as rotation. So definitely think there could be a consolidation kind of trade at the deadline. We're going to have to kind of see who is available. Don't think there's really anybody that'd be off limits. We could probably bring in a number of players. So I will see you guys at the deadline, though. I'm obviously expecting the Spurs to be good. But then we can kind of evaluate how we're doing when we're at that moment. And we may have to move on from a guard. It's going to be a very interesting video because I think no matter what I do, I'm going to piss off somebody today. So we are at the trade deadline as we're 23 and 27 right now, which I'm a little disappointed by the record, but we're kind of in the mix of maybe getting into the play-in of the playoffs. But yeah, I kind of looked at the trade deadline, and the Milwaukee Bucks, man, they suck. They're 60 and 35. I could have traded for Giannis in the offseason, my trade the 2nd overall pick, but I wonder if I could still pull it off right now. I feel like there's definitely a possibility we could because we need to free him, man, and then we could maybe make a 3-guard lineup work with Giannis and Wemby as the front court players. Like, I think you could make that work for sure, unless we do trade one of the guards here. But yeah, my goal is to try to bring in Giannis, I guess, at this point. Another option would be Kevin Durant on the Suns, who are also really bad. So we're gonna have him for like a year or 2. That's not a horrible idea. There's been some rumors about that. But I am gonna try for the grandfather Giannis Antetokounmpo to bring him in to pair with Giannis here at the deadline. It's not going to be easy, but we should have, you know, the assets to potentially pull it off. So, I mean, would it be Fox? I mean, I think I could trade away Fox and make it work because, like I said, he has to be paid. So he can go to Milwaukee and kind of get a reset. We have, you know, Dylan Harper and obviously Stephon Castle going forward. And we're not trading Castle because this man develops into like a 95 overall in the 2K sim. So, yeah, although he's not going to be a great player offensively for us, but defensively, that's what we want him for. So I do want Sohan in this trade as well because Giannis would take his spot anyway. And we can maybe trade Vassell as well. So it's like Jeremy Sohan, Vassell. I'm going to try to keep Fox out of it for now. Especially going to try to keep Dylan Harper out of it. But that's probably going to be tough to do. But we're going to try anyway. Carter Bryant has a 3-star value. Let's see if we can even get to this much salary being in here. So can we go Barnes and then like... I wish that was a great pick, but it's actually not a horrible pick. Okay, so we're going to try this as the offer to start things off. And they have a bunch of minimums, so we should be good to match salary here with a bunch of minimum guys here, I assume. So we'll go Aaron Holiday. Okay, so this is my offer. Sohan, Vassell, Carter Bryant, Barnes, and 2 first-rounders for Giannis. Would that be enough? No, it's not. Okay, so that's fair. So we can't do it with just these pieces, okay? So we need $10 more million in here. Is Keldon anything to them? No, not at all. I'm not throwing Harper. If I throw Harper in here, I'm sure it's a done deal, but I don't want to if I can avoid it. Do we just trade away Fox, man? I think we could do it. Fox, but that would be too much money now. Although they could maybe throw somebody in here different, like maybe get Schroeder out of them instead. So Fox, Vassell, Carter Bryant, two first rounders for Giannis. No, still not a done deal. So we can get Giannis. I would have loved to have done it, but legitimately we can't get him at the deadline. Would have been nice. So, and I don't think there's another pick I could throw in here, right? So if I threw Harper in here, I'm sure it's a done deal, but I don't really want to. I want him to be kind of the focus of the video. So unfortunately, Giannis is not going to be gettable, but I told you guys that Durant was another guy that I wouldn't mind grabbing. So we're going to try for Durant instead, and we'll keep Fox out of the conversation. So it's going to be Sohan in here, and then we need, like, obviously, Keldon's contract. We're going to need Barnes' contract in here. So, and then we could throw them one Hawks pick or something. Do they have They have a minimum down here with Alex, and then one more should be good. Can you give me Cody Martin? We still need... Oh, not quite. Okay. What about Nick Richards? I don't want Nick Richards necessarily, so we need one more big contract in here. Is there any other big contract we have? Man, I thought this would be easy to pull off, but it's not. Unless we traded Vassell and got rid of Sohan out of the trade, which would suck, but Vassell going to the Phoenix Suns, so Keldon Barnes, first rounder, and Vassell. I usually like to keep Vassell, but if we can get Kevin Durant here, I think you'd do it. And they agree. So Durant is going to be on the Spurs now. So we tried for Giannis, it didn't work, and now Kevin Durant is going to be a San Antonio Spurs. So now we got Fox, Castle, Champagny, Durant, and then you can move Sohan to the 3 or whatever, and we'll rock with that. Or we could even, you know, make it work with Castle playing the 3, I guess. But for now, I'll just move Sohan there. So, yeah, I would have loved to have had Sohan in that trade so I didn't have to pay him this offseason, but whatever. Would have loved Giannis. I think that would have been a lot better, but unfortunately could not pull it off. So, I'm also going to go ahead and give Carter Bryant some minutes because we already have Daron Sharp playing. But that was a long deadline, so we finally figured that all out. I guess we're going to give, well, let's switch this up a little bit. Let's give Harper a bunch of minutes off the bench. Okay. I will see you guys at the end of the season, unless one real quick thing. So Malachi Brandon wants to sign extension, but I was kind of seeing if Fox wanted to, and it's not quite. But we trade for Durant at the deadline to hopefully make a run this year because we want to be in the play-in tournament. We want to have a shot at potentially going to win the whole thing this year if we can. So Shea wins the VP, Flag is Rookie of the Year, Anthony Six-Man Women Defensive Player, Mobley Most Improved, and Luka's your Clutch Player, and Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Executive goes to Jordan Hobson. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second. Women Yama only made an All-NBA second team, not an All-NBA first time this time around. Does make All-Defensive team. Man, if you and Giannis could have been paired together, that would have been so amazing. I may not give up on that. We'll see maybe in the offseason if that is something we could revisit, but here are your player stats. So you had 23 from Wembanyama, 21 from Kevin Durant, and 18 from Fox, 12 from Dylan Harper, 11 from Castle, 9 from Branham, and 9 from Jeremy Sohan. So let's go ahead and see if we can get out of the play-in because that's unfortunately where we still landed. They want a fixed rotation, which I guess is fine. It's going to be kind of weird, but if that's what gets us into the actual playoffs, that would be great because I would prefer not to miss it right now. Let's see if we can't beat the Warriors here to get into this thing. We got to win 2 games, though. We will win the first one, 109 to 123. Now we get to play the Sacramento Kings, so let's see if we can beat them on the road. And I'd love to, see Wemby in the postseason. They've had the lead most of the game. We took it for a second, and we're going to lose. So we do not make the playoffs. Man, that's pretty brutal to see. I'm pretty confident as long as Wemby is healthy, the Spurs will be in the playoffs next year, if I had to guess. But it's Knicks and Wolves in the finals, and the Knicks go on to win it all. So that was disappointing, but it is what it is. So I do think we can maybe make a clean roster fit this offseason a little bit more. Giannis would have made everything so much better. Unfortunately, could not pull it off. And now the Pelicans get their #1 overall pick because they were so bad. But free the man Giannis, man. He needs to get out of there. But Durant was the guy we chose. We'll keep Mitch Johnson, even though we missed out in the playoffs, which was disappointing. But next year, if we miss out, he's gone. But I don't think that'll be the case. I think we're going to figure this out. We have, some seconds, which I'll let the assistant GM take care of. Which actually, I need to figure out. I need to fix these picks. Knicks and Thunder, they need to be fixed. These 2 teams are always missing the playoffs. So just make it to where they have those picks back all the time. And I'll never have to do this again. So someone remind me to do that, even though I'm going to be gone for like a week and a half. So I just got to do it on my own account. But I got to go fix these picks. So fix those draft picks, and they took Connie Rooks, Bryson Tilley, Kerry Booth, and also Mitch Bojnak. So I'm going to sign the first 2 and just 2 away the other guys. So Champagny, Castle, and Wemby will be accepted. These 2 can probably go, which is fine. And then Sohan and Branham are free agents. There's going to be a lot of decisions to make this offseason. So obviously there is interest in bringing back Durant. But I might have to sign a trade like somebody else, like Branham, Sohan, like that's going to be, and we're not bringing back Richards either. So I think Durant is kind of my main priority. I also, like usual when I trade for Durant, I did push his peak end age up, so he'd have a little bit of a window to be still good for us. But yeah, we obviously need to figure out what are we doing. So Carter Bryant will maybe have an opportunity to play this year, which is going to be fun, but Wemby and Sharp, and then our guard position is figured out for sure as well. So I am going to go ahead and give Durant an offer. And then I think we are going to sign and trade Fox, I think. I think it just makes the most sense, man. He's 20 years old. He can still go to a good team. And I loved the idea of him and Wemby. But with us getting lucky in the lottery, man, I think it's just in our best interest if we both part ways. So I'm going to sign Durant and Fox, and we're going to sign and trade Fox immediately. I'm hoping to bring in a 3. Now, Sohan's getting an offer sheet. I think I might decline it, honestly. I think we're going to let him go, which sucks because I don't want to. I kind of wish this was an offer sheet. Do I match it, though? I think I'm going to decline it, man. I think I'm going to let him go to the Warriors. It sucks, but I think I'm going to... Nope, let's match it. Let's match it. Let's just match it. Let's figure it out later. So let's go ahead and trade Fox, though. I think it's in our best interest if he goes to a different position or a different place right now. So it's kind of a little tough to find a Fox destination, but Atlanta doesn't have Trae Young anymore. So I'm going to try to send him over to Atlanta because obviously they still have, they still don't have their picks. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can for him, but let's see what they say to this. So they don't agree to that. What if I just did man at the 2 first? They still don't agree. What if I threw you seconds and they don't agree to that and another second? Okay, still not going to go for that. What if I give you Connie Rooks and they do agree? So we get 2 first rounders for De'Aaron Fox from the Hawks, which is kind of funny because we were taking even more picks from them, but they get their point guard, I guess you can say. So I guess we're not getting our small forward, which is probably good why we went ahead and matched Sohan. So now Carter Bryant's going to get some opportunity to play man, and Champagne will fight over the backup 3, and obviously we'll move Castle or Harper to the point guard spot here in just a second. We need to sign a backup point guard, which I do think maybe bringing back Malachi Branham is in our best interest because he shot 40% from 3. So I'm just going to take this to day 12 and he'll be our 3rd guard because he fits extremely well with what we need. We need some shooting. So Branham fits that right now with what he's shooting in the sim. So we'll bring back Branham. We'll give him like a 3-year deal and we'll go like 13 or 12 million a year. Should sign that. And that is our offseason. So now things should be a little bit more clean with Fox gone. So Durant's the main attraction, and now Carter Bryant is going to get an opportunity to play this year too off the bench, even though he played for us last year too. But I just expect this simulation to go so much better now that everything is kind of figured out and we kind of made our decision and our path to go in. It sucked to trade Fox this quickly. It really is kind of bizarre and awkward because you get Dylan Harper, but sometimes things like that happen. And I do think there's a world where the Spurs can make them all work, but I just don't think in the 2K sim it was going to happen. Unless we got in Giannis, I think that we could have made it work then. Unfortunately, we decided to go a different direction. Power rank is 4th overall, and here is proficiency going into the season. So we got Harper, Stephon Castle, Wemby, Durant, and Sohan as your starting 5. So we got Harper, like I said, this is kind of what it's looking like with Branham, Carter Bryant, De'Aaron Sharp, and Terrence Mann off the bench, and then Champagnie. But we're going to just shrink this to a 9-man rotation, and we're going to see how this decides to go. So I kind of can't wait to see how this is going to unfold. I'm expecting good things this year. Patrick Lenz is 4th overall. It really sucked to miss the playoffs entirely last year, so hopefully this time around we'll be in the mix and we'll be in the postseason, and I assume we will be. The Luka Doncic wins MVP representing the Chicago Bulls. He seems to go there quite often. Wembanyama, defensive player, and most approved goes to Liam McNeely, Paulo, clutch player, and Mitch Johnson, coach of the year, as we went 66-16, and Lionel Sharp is your executive. I thought we were going to win 70 games, I'm not going to lie to you, but Wemby on All-NBA first team again, no surprise there. Obviously, if you have Wembanyama, eventually a championship should come your way in the 2K sim, so hopefully that is what happens. So here are your player stats. You had 25 from Wembanyama, you had 20 from KD, 18 from Harper, 17 from Castle, was up to a 91 overall already, 14 from Branham, 11 from Sohan, 9 from Carter Bryant, and 7 from De'Aaron Sharp, with 5 from Champagnie as well. So can we get our first championship in this season as we get to play the Rockets, who have Ty Jerome, Jalen Green, Brooks, Amon Thompson, Şengün, Cam Whitmore, and Keegan Murray. Somebody come out against Houston, battle of the Texas teams, we sweep them. So that tells you anything. It gives me a lot of confidence about what our... Well, they do have AJ DeBanza in New Orleans because of the Giannis... Or because of the Bucks having the picks from the... because of the Pelicans have the Bucks picks, if I can say that correctly. Holy moly. All right. Okay, let's see if we can beat the Pelicans. So we will be up 4-1 and we beat them. And now we have to play the Mavericks or the Timberwolves. It will be Dallas, which they always seem to be pretty damn good. Now, I will say they didn't draft Cooper Flag this time, but still, Ace Bailey is good in his own right. Where is it? Oh, he's at the 2, isn't he? I passed him. Yeah, so he's at the 2. But I'd be playing him at the 3 if I was the team who drafted him. I guess if you're... It depends on the situation. But we're up. They're up 2-0. And they're up 3-0. Dude, the Mavericks, man, I'm telling you, they are just so OP. There's something about them in the sim where they just have it, man. They just do. Regardless of who they draft. They never take Dylan Harper, I've noticed, but Ace Bailey or Flag, they're going to get you. Now, unless we make them blow a 3-0 lead, which Simcast seems to be going well so far. This could be 2 straight for us. We make it 3 straight, then you never know what could happen in a game 7. We are going to go 2 straight. So can we go 3 straight, though? This one will be on the road in Dallas again. Two Texas teams. So got 1. We come back from 3-0 on another one. I think they've taken a lead. I don't think they're going to let it go this time. Oh, wait a minute. No, we've won 3 in a row. Okay, we were just down 3-0. Let's keep this momentum up. Their backs are in the corner now. It's a close game, though. We didn't do all this work just to lose, right? Come on, man. The Celtics did it once upon a time. We come back from 3-0. That's actually crazy. So 28 from Durant and 24 from Wembanyama, 16 from Harper. Now we got the Bulls. So Luka Doncic goes Chicago. You got Hardenstein and Buzelis with them. Kobe White as well. Richards went there. But honestly, I think, well, let me not say anything. So it's an even series. We're up 2-1. 2-2, man. So the Bulls are giving us a run right now. They want to give Wemby more minutes, which is probably a good idea. Probably should have done that before I submitted this one, but whatever. They have the lead right now, but it is very close. They take it. Can we get it back? We are going to go down 3-2. So we lose game 5. Okay. So we'll fix the rotation. We're on the road in game 6 to hopefully force a game 7. We were just down 3-0, so we know what it's like to have your backs against the wall in an elimination game. Looks so... Wow. Okay, so we lose in 6 of the Bulls, which is pretty crazy. So, Luka Doncic, why did you have to go to Chicago? Just stay with the Lakers like you're supposed to, or we could have had a championship already, I think. But unfortunately, not meant to be. Okay, lottery time. So let's see what we got going on here. So we are going to get a pick in the... Or I think it looked like we were about to. But I guess not. So maybe it was protected. But Pelicans, another #1 overall pick for the Pelicans. So they're about to get even better. So that's great. We have New Orleans pick at 22. Maybe that was a pick swap or something. Okay, staff signing. We have Mitch Johnson still as the head coach, which is fine. We just made it to the finals. So I think just internal development will take us to the leap we need. I don't really expect to make some kind of big change this offseason. We were just in the finals and 2 games away from winning the whole thing. So I do think we do have to resign, obviously. One thing we could look into, we could trade 22-25 and Terrence Mann and just see what that, pops up. Because I don't need to keep Terrence Mann. We got Capella, we got Delano Banton, we got Sandro, Wendell Carter, Washington, and Okogie. So that's 3 seconds. We can bring in PJ Washington. I don't hate that idea, but 2 firsts for him is a little steep, maybe. Tyus Jones and Chua. Okay, so none of these offers are that appealing. So I guess we're just going to let the assistant GM draft with those as we get Marcus Johnson and Daniel Jacobson. We'll accept all of these. And then obviously the biggest thing is re-signing Wemby, which... That's a no-brainer. We'll do that out of the gate. Champagnie could probably go, but Wemby will get his 5-year long-term deal with us. We're not going to let other teams pounce on him, even though he might. Nope, he's not going to. So, Wembanyama, we're going to sign him back. Lovely. Obviously, was never going to let him walk out the door, so he gets his bag. Now, we're probably up against the aprons now, which is fine, because I feel like we have our team to go win the whole thing. It's eventually going to swing our way, if I had to guess. So... I am going to attempt to trade Terrence Mann one more time for maybe a better backup 3, just because I know the regression could be coming for him. But if I threw like well, let's go Jacobson instead. So, Mann and Jacobson. What? Jace Richardson, who's cheap, and also Delano Banton. I don't hate that. Probably is going to be our best potential option. 6'3", not really a 3 though. Jabari Walker and then Caruso. I mean, I like Caruso. Jabari Walker, I guess, is relatively interesting. Might be the best player we could bring in. So, yeah, sure, why not? I'll do this. The Blazers get a young center. We'll do Jabari Walker, who I never really trade for ever. But, and then Carter Bryant would go up. And then Walker would go up as well. So, I guess we'll move Walker. He's a little bit smaller, but he's a great rebounder. Whatever. So, that's going to play progression. And again, internal development should take us the leap I think we'll be looking for. I think a championship in the 3rd season is probably well within reach. Like, we didn't need to panic and freak out too much. Durant is still developing because I push his peak end age up, which I always do with him. He just regresses like crazy, and I think Durant's game is going to age very well. But Wembanyama, Durant, Castle, Harper, and then, yeah. So this is looking good. You got 4 90-plus overalls, and then your bench is looking pretty solid, too. Would have loved to see Bryant develop a little bit more this offseason, but still a solid bench player nonetheless. All right. Let's get in the rotation for year number 3. So Power Rank has his 3rd overall, and proficiency is a 4.5. So things are looking pretty good. You got Harper, Castle, Sohan, Durant, Wembanyama, Branham, Carter Bryant, Jabari Walker, and Day'Ron Sharpe as rotation. So how are we doing from 3, by the way, with all these guys? Because the spacing could be a little... I mean, Harper is improving, I guess. 32%. It's not ideal, but it could be worse. Castle is... Okay, he's becoming improved. 36% I think he'd take. Sohan, 38. So last year he shot very well from that. And Durant obviously is a good shooter, and Wemby is a good shooter as well. So the spacing isn't dreadful. It works. I was just kind of wondering if we should maybe trade for a shooter at the deadline. But I assume this team's going to be good without that. So that will see you guys at the end of year 3. I do anticipate a championship could be ours this season, but you always have to earn it. So we'll see how it goes. Nikola Jokic is your MVP. Ryan Cockburner is your Rookie of the Year. VJ Edgecombe, 6-man. Wemby Defensive Player. And Rasheer Fleming, Most Improved with the Hawks. And Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player. And Mitch Johnson, 68 and 14. So, another good record in the regular season. But, of course, we folded in the finals last year. So, all that matters is trying to get into the actual finals and winning the whole thing. So, we're the first team in the West again. We took care of the West pretty easy. I mean, other than Mavericks, we obviously had to make a big comeback on them. But I'm expecting to, you know, kind of mow through the West again. But I guess you never want to be too comfortable, even though I have no control over anything here, I guess. We're just going to have to see how the 2K Sim treats us. All right. So somebody come around against the Blazers who have RJ Barrett that I saw. Oh, we sweep them. Okay, so that's a good start. Now, New Orleans has had 2 picks back-to-back, number 1 overall. They have AJ Mitchell, DeBanza, Zion. So DeBanza is a lot better. And they drafted... Who did they draft? Oh, Stokes, who's just not playing, I guess. All right, so let's see how this is going to go. And there's still no match. All right, now we get to play the Mavericks again, who obviously gave us some issues last year. So hopefully things are different. We have been developing. They've probably been regressing, but they're in the same boat where they're up. Okay, can we even it up, please? No. Ah, man, the Mavericks. Why are they so good? I don't know, but they just are. So can we go out here and get back on them again? I mean, we came back from 3-0, so I guess 3-1 is still possible, too. We win Game 5. Got to win Game 6 on the road. Dude, if you did this to a team 2 years in a row, that'd be pretty insane. It'd be pretty heartbreaking, I think. We have the lead right now, but they could... Nope, so we're going to a Game 7 again, even though we've been in a precarious position both times. Can we do it again, though? This is all we want right now. It looks like they may have it. They may have it on us. We're not going to do it again on them. So, 106-82. They unfortunately have us. The Mavericks, dude, they're just... We got Ace Bailey versus Cooper Flag in the finals. So, I would have loved to have taken on Flag, but the Mavericks go on to win it all. So, Ace Bailey is your finals MVP. So, unfortunately, not meant to be this season either. But again, I will continue to rely on that internal development. I may look to make a big trade, but... Don't really know much more. I mean, I could trade Sohan, I guess. That would be my only answer to this. So we could trade Sohan and kind of see what we can get for him, even though I like his fit on this team. But we may need to do something different. So I'm going to look at trading Sohan in 16. And we're going to see if we can't bring in maybe a different look here, because clearly something's not working. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do this with the Miami Heat. We're going to be sending Sohan, 16, Marcus Johnson, and 2 first-rounders for, or I guess it's 16 and a first-rounder for Bam Adebayo. And they're throwing us Andrew Wiggins as well, which I don't hate. He'll be a bench piece. So we'll have Bam Adebayo reunite with Durant from Team Olympics. So yeah, I'm going to do this. Bam and Wemby down low in the front court. That's pretty scary. So that's the new change. So Durant's going to go to the 3 now. Probably has, which actually is a free agent, but you should have 1 more year in him, which I think we can get it done this year if we can finally make it happen. But the Mavericks have been our problem, and I guess it was the Bulls before that too. But Durant, I want to bring back, and then I want to bring back these guys because I'm looking forward to going 1 more year on this. Durant, what do you say? He has interest coming back, and then Castle obviously is going to get his deal. So Castle's getting an offer sheet, but we're going to match it. So we'll bring these guys back. And it's time to run it back one last final time to see if this is the year it all clicks into place, which I think it will. I think Bam makes us that much more dangerous. And now you have Wiggins here too. So defensively, I feel like we got better. So I can't wait. We'll go see. Spacing-wise, might be a little rough still, but Sohan wasn't like doing anything crazy from that either. So it's fine. So player progression, most guys should be developing, but some guys might be regressing. So we have Carter Bryant now up to an 86 overall. Was not expecting that, but love that. So we'll take that. Bam still an 89. Yeah, again, his spacing isn't the greatest, but Harper, Castle, I mean, this looks good. This will be the last chance, though. If this doesn't work, then I guess just a championship won't happen, but that would be crazy if we can't get one. I think that'd be pretty wild. I think it's going to happen this season. The Wembanyama finally gets the MVP trophy. Kind of shocked it didn't happen earlier. Luke Gordon's Rookie of the Year looking like James Harden out here. Rookie James Harden. You got 6-man Hugo. Wemby also wins Defensive Player of the Year, and I promise you we probably got that Coach of the Year as well because we went 74-8. So, yeah, this was a good team. But again, all that matters is getting that Larry O'Brien Will it finally click? We'll see. The Mavericks are still going to be in the bracket as well. They've been the team that have worried me in the West. We've been able to take care of everybody else, but the Pelicans can only keep getting better with what they've been getting, obviously, as well. But here are your stats. You had 20, 21, 24, 16 from Castle, 12 from Carter Bryant, 12 from Branham, 12 from Bam, 7 from Wiggins, and 4 from Jabari Walker. All right, so play the Kings in round 1. If I lose to a front court of Jabari and Sabonis, I quit 2K forever. So please do not do that to me. And we sweep them. Thank you. Okay. Get the Timberwolves too. Are always really good in the sim too. So I don't want to discount Anthony Edwards. But we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. The Mavericks are going to be the team we're seeing again, it looks like. Oh, wait a minute. All right, we beat them 5. Okay, so they get one. OKC, I'd rather honestly see you, funny enough. Can you beat the Mavericks for me? Nope, we play them. Okay. Dude, if the Mavericks beat me, pretty upset. We got them. Let's not go down 3-0, 3-1, please. Let's actually put ourselves in position to be... We're up 1-0. Blow them out. 2-0. Roles can finally be reversed, and there it goes. But I'm assuming AD has regressed so much. Yeah, he's 86 overall. That they probably got hurt a little bit by that. And then Kyrie's probably regressing as well. Which, yeah, 14 in the playoffs. Not good. And then AD's averaging 12 in the playoffs. Yeah, think it's safe to say the regression has hit those guys. All right, so Atlanta and Philly... You got Atlanta, and it will be... Which one? It'll be Philly. Okay, so Cooper Flag and the Sixers, which would have been cool to play Atlanta because we gave them Fox, but whatever. So we got Booker. Oh, Booker went to the 76ers. We got McCain, Cooper Flag, Edwards, Joel Embiid, a heavily regressed Joel Embiid, and then Maxey, Quentin Grimes, Capella, and Bones Highland. Okay, here it goes. Game 1 goes to us, 119 and 113, 23 from Booker, 24 from Castle. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to them. Okay, so Game 5, Simcast season. Let's see if we can't get Game 5 at home. Probably an important game to win because we win this. We go up 3-2. One more game left to win in the last 2. And we will go up 3-2. 101 and 116. So we got to win one more. We bring the championship to San Antonio. We have a lead right now. Good start in the first quarter, but they're trying to cut it in the second. Close game, man. They might take it at the very end from us. We have an 8-point lead right now. Or 9. I guess it was a 9-point lead. Can we keep the momentum up? They're trying to crawl back into it, but I don't think they're going to get it. And we are. I think. Yes, we win the championship. So 120 to 113. It took long enough, but it did finally happen. Wembanyama is your finals MVP. And obviously, I think it's safe to say to end that there. So Durant gets to retire with another ring, which is fun. I would have loved to have been able to pull off Giannis, but I guess... Not getting Giannis gives me a perfect excuse to trade or do a Giannis Spurs rebuild maybe in the future. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.